Here we go again. Hey folks, I am the Mighty Plantain. Thanks for checking out this rather disappointing video of the Sam Adams Winter Classics pack for 2020. Now, if you've seen any of these before, you'll know why I'm a little disappointed. Now, I'm thrilled we got 6 beers in here. That's better than we've been getting in terms of variety. There's 6 beers instead of 4. But here's the lineup. We got Sam Adams Boston Lager. Okay, that belongs in there. The Sam 76, which has been getting crammed down our throats in every one of these holiday packs. I'm frankly fed up with it. Winter Lager. All right, Winter Lager's back, but they made it crisper and brighter. Winter Lager did not need to be fucking crisper and brighter. It was fine the way it was. A new Holiday White Ale. A white ale. Another lighter beer. An American IPA. It's not listed as new, but I don't remember seeing it before. Maybe it was in a variety pack at some point. And the Holiday Porter. Holiday Porter. Great. I got 1 beer in here. Probably 2, 3. 50-50 is good. I'm skeptical about the Winter Lager. I don't know why it needed to be crisper and brighter. It was fine the way it was. These should be dark fucking beers, folks. It is winter. It is winter. We don't need to be getting all these light-ass beers in here. We need Old Fezziwig. We need a porter. We need another porter. We need a stout. Nice, dark, fucking heavy beers. Dylan, TJ, thanks for giving me the heads up on these a little bit ahead of time, so I wasn't too surprised when I grabbed them at the store, but seriously, what the fuck are you guys doing with these packs? I mean, no Old Fezziwig. I'm kind of disappointed about that. I wouldn't be so annoyed about that if I could buy it in 6 packs. I mean, the market for it can't be so small. There can't be there can't be so few people that actually enjoy it that it's not worth putting out there. It must sell. I don't know. I just don't know where they're going on the business decisions with this. Frankly, I'm fed up. I wish I could stop buying them, but, these videos actually get more views on my channel than pretty much anything else regularly. So I do keep doing the variety packs because Lord knows I need the views and the subscriber count. But I'm highly disappointed. The order we're going to run these in, I believe I set them up with the Sam 76, the Holiday White Ale, the Winter Lager. All right, already we've got 3 fucking beers that are lighter than the Sam Adams Boston Lager. And I'm basing that on the Winter Lager's IBUs versus the Boston's IBUs, not necessarily how dark the beer is, because I don't know how much crisper and brighter it is than it used to be. And then I believe I've got the Holiday Porter lined up next and the American IPA last. Again, doesn't matter how dark the beer is, you should always put your higher IBU or hoppier beers last, because the bitterness of hops will actually interfere or overshadow different tasting notes more than a dark beer will. The darkest stout isn't going to wreck your palate as fast as a high IBU IPA. So that's the order they're going in. Probably not going to be any surprises for you guys in this one, except maybe the Winter Lager, because that's new and different, and the Holiday White Ale. The American IPA, like I said, it's been a while since I've seen that one. They're not touting it as new on this package. I don't quite remember seeing it before. So that might be a little surprising, but the other 3, we know what we're getting. We know what we're getting because Sam 76 is in every variety pack they put out. Not even just the seasonals anymore. Now it's taken up space in the one-off variety packs that they throw out there once in a while. Fenway Favorites, I think, was one of them. And Does not belong in some of these packs. Missed the button. The button was right there. Alright, so light, slightly hazy. Speaking of brighter and crisper, this actually looks thinner than it has before. Look at how much light is getting through down at the bottom of that glass. At the very bottom, it's almost watery. So light and hazy, very effervescent, slightly yellowish in color. It does have a slightly citrusy, grainy, maybe a bit of hoppy bitterness in the aroma, but there's not much in there for hops because they don't even bother listing the IBUs on the label. So I'm probably just getting some citrus and confusing it with hops. Yeah, and that impression is gone now. So I'm sure it's just the grainy. Is it a wheat base? Without having a cigarette flavor, refreshing beer, smooth taste, citrus aroma, and a clean lager finish. Okay, so yeah, could just be lighter grains anyway. Again, nothing we haven't seen before, no surprises. It is crisp, refreshing. It's got a nice light mouthfeel. It's easy to drink and smooth. It's gonna be gone in no time. But it's citrusy. It's a solid beer. It's got some nice light grainy flavor to it as well. I don't hate it. I just hate the fact that I can't get the fuck away from it in my variety packs. This thing does not belong in your fall or winter variety packs. Spring and summer, sure, throw it in there. They're just trying to saturate the market with it. You know what? I think people who want this beer are going to buy it anyway. You don't need to throw it in the variety packs to get people to buy it. I could say the same with my holiday favorites, but at least give me the option of buying that in 6 or 12 packs. I mean, what the hell was wrong with the chocolate cherry stout that we had, or the coffee stout that we had in the holiday packs? I'm sure there's a big enough market out there for those. There's enough people who are going to buy them, at least enough that justify the Sam 76 being in the 6 packs. There must be at least enough people who like those other varieties that they would buy them. I don't know. You guys are going to get sick of hearing me repeat myself during this video. I can see it already. But, pardon. Sam 76, 2.5 out of 5. It is an average beer, but there is nothing about it that excites me. It's easy to drink. It belongs in your cooler on a hot summer day. It does not belong in your fridge in the winter. That being said, I can't find any fault with it except my own personal distaste for the marketing position they're taking with it. Pardon. I would say I'm not going out of my way to buy it ever, but the fact of the matter is I go out of my way to get these variety packs every season, so I kind of am. Anyway, before I go off on another tangent and keep crapping on this beer, I am going to leave it at that. 2.5 out of 5. You know my reasons this time around. If you've seen any of these videos before, you definitely know my reasons because you hear it every 4 months or so. 3 months. Every 3 months or so. Anyway, I'm going to finish this up really quick and we will move on to the Holiday White Ale, I believe. Alright, next up, Holiday White Ale. Ale brewed with spices, 5.8% ABV, and 8 IBUs. So we're not looking at a particularly bitter or hoppy beer, but at least they bothered to list the IBUs on it. Yep. That is not much darker than the Sam 76. It is a little more orange in color, though. Still a lot of light getting through down at the bottom of the glass, but it does get darker pretty quick. Quite effervescent. Like I said, a little bit more orange, slightly hazy. So that's promising. That's promising. Hint of citrus in the aroma. Maybe some holiday spices to be expected. I mean, nothing too forward, nothing too intense, nothing that I'm really picking up on really strongly. Just a hint of citrus and some possible holiday spices. Okay. If it tasted like apples, I'd say it was close to a mulled cider, because it has that that citrusy, spicy, dried up cider mull flavor. Oh God. It's probably made with orange peel. Yeah, orange peel and holiday spices. So definitely some orange peel in there. I'm guessing dried orange peel. Maybe cinnamon and nutmeg. But just this general overall holiday spice blend that just kind of becomes that general holiday spice. I mean, it's like pumpkin spice without the pumpkin, Nutmeg, cinnamon, and probably I don't know what else. It's not bad. It's decent. It's a little warming. It's a light colored, light mouthfeel, crisp, refreshing beer when my house is at 64 fucking degrees. It's October 28th, folks, and it's already 64 degrees. It gets chilly here in Maine. We don't want these light, refreshing fucking beers. Give me my dark, heavy stouts, porters, even a black ale or a black IPA, anything. That being said, other than the timing of it, I can't find anything wrong with this beer. With the holiday spices and the orange peel, like I said, it's reminiscent of a mulled cider. So it's not bad. I gotta put my personal feelings aside here if I can. I'm gonna hit it with a 3.5 out of 5. It's a little new and a little different for these packs, but there's nothing in it that's really unique or pushing it up to that 4 out of 5 category for me. It's just a really well put together, solid beer, slightly above average. I'll try to say this only once, that on a scale of 1 to 5, a 2.5 is average. So I'm hitting this with a slightly above average rating. Again, there's just nothing. Pardon. I'm going to be gassy tonight because I'm drinking these pretty quick, I think. But there's just nothing that's really setting it apart or wowing me about it. And I'm trying not to detract points for the fact that it's another light beer or lighter style of beer in a winter variety pack. So it's not bad. I wish you guys had put something different in here. Give me my old Fezziwig back, please. Hell, I'll even take some of last year's Old Fezziwig. It's probably skunked by now, but I don't care. I just want that flavor. Anyway, Holiday White Ale, 3.5 out of 5. Not bad for the new one. The only new one in the pack, apparently, but not that great either. I'm going to finish this up, and we will crack open the new Brighter and Crisper Winter Lager. Alright, so this is the one that's caused me the most trepidation. I think I'm using that properly. The Winter Lager, now crisper and brighter. Lager brewed with orange peel, cinnamon, and ginger. 22 IBUs, so it's a little bit more bitter and hoppy than that last Holiday White Ale. 5.6% ABV. But I mean, honestly, in terms of the description, other than lager yeast versus ale yeast, what's the fucking difference? Brewed with orange peel and holiday spices. They even changed the color on the label to gold from what usually is at least a slightly darker color, typically on the winter lager, right? Well, the color is promising. It's definitely darker than I was expecting when they say brighter and crisper. They seem to be reformulating all of their all of their seasonals. Summer Ale got a reformulation. They haven't messed with Oktoberfest yet. They haven't really picked a spring beer. I guess Cold Snap could be their spring seasonal, because we've been seeing it pretty consistently. But they haven't messed with their spring seasonal, whatever their spring seasonal could technically be called these days. But thanks again, Dylan, for the heads up on this. They're even gonna fuck with my Boston Lager. I've seen the labels, folks. It's coming. Boston Lager is going to be changed. I'm keeping some chilled. I think when the new formulation comes out, I'm going to try to do a side-by-side, see if I can figure out what's different between the two. I'm hoping that they do not ruin my Boston Lager. But that's a problem for another day. Let's find out if they ruined Winter Lager. It still has a very similar color to what I'm expecting. It's still got a nice brown color. It's clear. It's not hazy at all. Slightly effervescent. It might be a little bit lighter brown than it used to be. There might be more light coming through there, but it's still got a very similar look to it than what it had before. So that's encouraging. A little odd. Pardon. Not getting much of an aroma off of it at all. I don't remember the aroma being quite so neutral in the past. What's got me is I almost thought I caught a whiff of hand lotion, unscented hand lotion, before. I'm only rinsing this glass with water in between beers, and I haven't put anything on my hands. You can obviously see how fucking awful they look after right now. We're not even into winter yet. The air is getting drier. Maybe it was my imagination because it has faded, but I almost thought I caught a whiff of like a unscented hand lotion-y smell. And I know unscented smell is like an oxymoron, but There's no such thing as an unscented anything. There's always some sort of scent to everything. It just means they don't add anything to create a scent. But it always smells like something. Anyway, I'm not picking up on it now. So maybe it was just my imagination. Enough stalling, I gotta... It's definitely got a serious crispness in the finish. Slightly roasty. Very, very slightly roasty. Getting those hints of cinnamon and ginger. Like tiny, tiny hint of citrus. Very, very faint. It does have this really crisp finish. I almost wonder if the only change they really made was something in the grain bill. Maybe they found a combination that was a little cheaper. Hate to say it, but all these different changes they're making seem to be for mass market. Either appeal or to make sales. So how do you make sales better? You use different ingredients. The cheaper ingredients, let's just be flat out honest about it. This is still a business. And any changes that they're making to their flagship brews, their seasonal brews, anything, it's all about making money. Which I think lies at the heart of the problem, or is the heart of the problem, is that maybe Sam Adams is just getting away from what they used to be, and it scares me. Because they own Dogfish Head now, and Dogfish Head has always been making the crazy shit. And I like the crazy shit, you know. I love their ancient ales. They resurrected an old recipe from some archaeological dig or whatever, or they're throwing cotton candy in a beer, or put the moon dust in one, and it just ran. Yes, they did actually put moon dust in a beer. I'm sure that each pour at the tap room had only a very, very slight amount undetectable to you, but at least you knew it was kind of in there, you know, because there's no way they got a hold of a large amount of moon dust. Anyway, it just, they do crazy shit. I love the crazy shit. But the fact that Sam Adams now owns Dogfish Head, and I see Sam Adams getting away from what they used to be. They're experimenting less. They're trimming down their recipes. They're reformulating their classics. In my opinion, it's all in the name of making more money. I don't want to see that kind of attitude infect Dogfish Head and get them away from the craziness. So I'm scared. Not gonna lie. But all tangents aside, Winter Lager, it's not that bad. So whatever they did to reformulate it, make it crisper and brighter, I do think it does look a little bit less dark than it used to. And it does have more of a crisp finish to it, and it does have a medium light mouthfeel, so it could be a little lighter there too as well. Overall, I'd have to take one of the old ones and put it side by side with this one to really pick up on any of the unique flavor differences between the old formula and the new one. But I do believe it is lighter, crisper. But overall, it hasn't made it worse. I would prefer a heavier beer, a darker beer. For the same reasons that I mentioned, I want heavy and dark beer in the winter before. So this reformulation wasn't done for guys like me. That being said, it's not bad. I can't find a huge fault with it. It doesn't. They didn't ruin it. I'm gonna hit it with a 3.5 out of 5. I think I typically hit this one with at least a 4, but tonight I'm feeling a 3.5. It's lighter and crisper, which I do not want in wintertime. So yeah, that's where we're at. 3.5. I'm almost getting like this hint of the flavor of iced tea, like a slightly sweetened iced tea, maybe in the aftertaste. But anyway, I'm gonna finish this one up. We're gonna move on to the. Oh well, shit! We finally hit Boston Lager. 4th beer into a winter variety pack. I am now hitting Boston Lager. It should be the 3rd. At worst, it should be the 3rd. And I'm assuming Sam 76 isn't going anywhere. Without Sam 76 in the picture, Boston Lager should be like the 2nd beer you drink in a winter variety pack. But it's the 4th. For now, we'll have to see if it stays that way when they reformulate it. Anyway, enough about that. I'm going to finish the winter lager and we're going to move on to the Sam Boston. I can look forward to that. Oh, a ray of hope. Boston Lager. Oh. Yes, that was a little overly dramatic, but I'm feeling it. I really am. It's Boston Lager. They haven't fucked with it yet. It's not Sam 76. It's not some light and crisp and refreshing winter beer. This is Boston Lager. 5% ABV, 30 IBUs, as always, distinctively complex and balanced. Please don't fuck it up. Please do not fuck up my Boston Lager. I'm begging you. I've seen the label art. I know that there's a reformulation of this beer coming, and I am fucking terrified that it will be ruined. And I'm not ashamed to admit that. I know I'm 3 beers in, but I am not drunk enough that I'm not drunk enough to be compromised right now. I'm telling you, I am fucking terrified, and I got no shame in admitting that. I do not want them to ruin my Boston Lager. I gotta stash some of these away so that when the new one hits, I'll have them available. Maybe there's a part of me that's just hoping that the label art I've seen is just part of some waiting in the wings horrible April Fool's joke. There's always hope for that, right? It could just be a joke. It could be some marketing scam like New Coke when they reformulated Coke and then, oh, we're sorry, we fucked up. Here's the original back. Oh, God. Anyway, I am fucking scared. But that is, again, a problem for another day. Look at that beer. Clear, not hazy at all. Got some color to it. It's nice amber color, slightly effervescent. That is a lovely, lovely looking beer. Now, my opinion may be colored, quote unquote, by the fact that I know what I'm about to experience. See, so I was talking about the color of the beer, and anyway, and colored is another way of saying that your opinion is biased. I don't know where that actually came from in the language. Something to look up later. Maybe I am more drunk than I thought I was. honestly, those first 3 beers, even editing for time, they were gone in about half an hour. So, although I might not be feeling it, I probably am a bit more compromised than I should be right now. Anyway, all the more reason to cruise through these last 3, get them done quickly so I don't freaking go too crazy on you. Anyway, that is a beautiful beer. Oh, that lovely, malty, slightly hoppy, slightly sweet on the back end aroma. There is nothing in particular standing out. Like I said, slightly hoppy. There's a bit of hoppy bitterness to it, but there's no particular hop notes. There's no citrus or pine or anything like that coming through. It's just a general hoppy aroma with a general roasty, malty aroma as well. Nothing to stand out, but that's the beauty of this beer. Perfect. Perfectly balanced, perfectly blended, perfectly well put together. Again, no particular notes coming out. It's just plain grainy. It's just got some hoppy bitterness to it. I'm not picking up wheat. I'm not picking up anything. I'm just getting this nice roasty, grainy flavor, slightly sweet in the finish. Overall hoppy bitterness coming through, and the flavors are just blending together so perfectly that this is a great beer. Now, a lot of times when I give a beer a 5 out of 5 rating, it's because there's something about it that has wowed me, some particular flavor, some particular aspect of the beer itself that has come through. Or sometimes it's about the experience with the beer. But with the Sam Adams Boston Lager, I guess you could say it's all of the above and yet none of them at the same time, because this beer is just so perfectly put together with all aspects, the entire presentation of it, the entire experience of drinking it, the flavor. It's got a nice medium mouthfeel, by the way. I keep forgetting to mention mouthfeel on these beers, so I'm hoping I'm backfilling that as I'm talking about them. I think I'm 4 for 4 so far and covering my bases on that. But the overall experience of drinking this beer is just great. There's no particular aspect, again, that stands out, but it is so well put together, so perfectly balanced that I have to hit it with the 5 out of 5. And I've done this for a few beers. Just locally, thinking off the top of my head, Lying Bastard Ale from Bigelow Brewing. If you ever make it to Maine, check them out. Every single one of their beers has been a winner for me. But just it's so perfectly well put together that even though it's not an overly flavorful beer in terms of the wow factor or any particular aspect of it, it still gets that perfect 5 out of 5 because the entire thing is just so balanced and so perfect that it gets the 5. Anyway, that's where I'm at on the Boston Lager. Please don't fucking ruin it. Do not ruin this beer for me. God damn it, don't ruin this fucking beer for me. Don't. But I'm just one voice. They're not going to listen to me. Problem for another day. Like I said, I'll put a 6-pack of Boston Lager on ice and we will keep it there until the new one shows up, and then we'll do a comparison and see what we think of it then. Until I'm gonna try and reserve judgment. But it's perfect the way it is. It doesn't need to be changed. I'm going to finish this one up. I'm going to take my time with it. I'm going to savor it a little bit longer than I did the first three. And then we will come back for the holiday porter. Okay. Sudden chill. One more saving grace in this pack. Holiday porter, dark and robust. At least we can count on this one this time around, right? Oh. If I can get it open, apparently. Yes, it is dark. Look at that. They didn't fuck with this one. Ooh. I got a couple of drops to dance on the top of the glass for a second. So some of the heavier, darker beers, if you pour them in just the right manner, a couple drops of the actual liquid will dance on the top of the glass due to surface tension before they kind of fade into the head. And I just got a couple of those, and I'm always thrilled when I'm able to pull it off. But another clear beer, not hazy at all, but very little light getting through down there. A nice dark brown color, almost black where it gets thicker up here. That is definitely a porter. That is exactly what we should be seeing. Very little light getting through there, but just enough that you know that it's not completely opaque. Nice roasty aroma. Hang on, I've been forgetting to do this on all of them. 5.8% ABV, 40 IBUs, so just a little bit more bitter than the Boston Lager. Definitely darker, slightly heavier in terms of alcohol content. Nice roasty aroma. Pardon. Just a hint of some holiday spices. But nothing too forward. Mostly roasty. Nice medium heavy mouthfeel. General roasted malt. Roasted grains flavor. Grainy. Slightly bitter. I'm not getting any particular hoppy bitterness or any particular hop notes, even with the 40 IBUs. I mean, I'm not picking up on like citrusy, earthy, or anything like that. Just a nice, pardon, general hoppy bitterness, slightly in there. It blends really well with the roasty bitterness, so I'm mostly getting that malt character from it. Some of that went down the wrong pipe somehow. Yep. Overall, a solid porter. Again, there's nothing really jumping out at me. I'm getting some some slightly hoppy bitterness, roasted maltiness, and maybe some hints of holiday spices, but nothing too forward. And again, nothing I'd put my finger. I wouldn't say like, cinnamon, nutmeg, or ginger. I'm just getting that general holiday spice blend aroma, flavor. Goddamn flies. 64 degrees in here, and we still got flies buzzing around every day. Anyway, holiday porter, as is the usual for me. This is coming in at a solid 4 out of 5. I'm just really loving the well put together, well blended porter. But there's nothing in particular giving me that wow reaction or distinguishing it enough from other porters to give it a 4.5 or 5 out of 5. It's sitting at a solid 4. I love it. I look forward to it every year. It's another one I wish I could get in 6-packs. I don't think I've seen the holiday porter in 6-packs lately. It's usually whatever their winter seasonal is and sometimes the new one. So winter lager will probably be in 6-packs, and maybe the holiday white ale. I think I actually saw that in 12-packs earlier this week. But no holiday porter in 6-packs. So fly landed on me earlier. Now I keep thinking I'm feeling it. Anyway. I'm going to finish up the holiday porter. We'll get the American IPA, the final beer in this pack, going after that. All right, and finally, to finish up this pack, the American IPA, another limited release. Just says here, boldly hop. And a quick battery swap later. We are back in action. The American IPA. 6.5% ABV, 45 IBUs. I think I mentioned that already. Just says boldly hoppy. This American IPA has an intense, juicy citrus flavor with a lean body and crisp, clean finish. To brew our West Coast style IPA, the brewer has hand-selected 5 American hop varieties and brewed for maximum hop expression, emphasizing hop flavor and aroma. So it's a West Coast style IPA. Now, I think I've mentioned this a couple of times already in the video. It doesn't say it's new, but I don't remember when they ever brewed this before. So, likely it's in some previous seasonal pack. I should look it up, but I didn't, because you know what? Does it really matter? It's an American IPA. The color, it's almost a lighter color. It's like a lighter version of the Boston Lager. It's definitely a golden color. It's more consistent throughout the glass. Where the beer gets thicker, the color is more consistent. It doesn't get darker, it doesn't get as much. It doesn't get much darker or lighter throughout the beer itself, where it gets thicker or thinner. Slightly effervescent, not hazy at all, very clear. But it is definitely got a light color to it. An interesting color. Maybe a slightly orangish gold color. Even general hoppiness to it. Nothing in particular coming through. A bit of a medium mouthfeel. A decent malt backbone to it, but nothing in particular coming through. No roasty, toasty, or particularly grainy notes. It's just kind of got that general beeriness to it. And then the hop blend hits you. It is pretty bold. Definitely getting some citrus, but I'm also getting earthiness. See, I'm particularly geared towards citrus and pine. So the fact that I'm getting the citrus, not a big surprise. The fact that I'm not picking up on pine, but I'm picking up on earthiness is interesting to me. Maybe some slight undertones of dankness. So that's kind of nice. A couple of hop esters I'm not used to picking up on. It's a pretty solid IPA. I'm going to hit that one with a 3.5 out of 5 overall. Not bad, not great, but you know what? Yeah, no. I'm sticking with the 3.5. Even though I'm picking up on the earthiness that I don't usually get, and some slight dankness that I don't usually get from hops, it's not that crazy these days. It's not really pushing it for me. So overall, we've got the Boston Lager at a 5 out of 5, always. The Holiday Porter at the solid 4 out of 5 that it usually is. A couple of 3.5s, and Goal Sam 76 sitting in at the 2.5 out of 5. It's not a bad variety pack overall. It's got some decent beers in it. I just can't get over the fact that they are all so, not all, but mostly so light and crisp and refreshing and more suited towards warmer weather. I've already harped on my reasons for being concerned about the changes that Sam Adams beers, their flagships and their seasonals, and I'm not going to go back into that now, but this variety pack is not bad. At least there's 6 varieties of beers in it. But these are not the winter beers that I want in my winter pack. Again, I'm going to try not to harp on that too much, but overall, just fuck this shit. And fuck this variety pack, and fuck what they're doing to my Sam Adams beers. I'm just so disappointed in the experience. There's another bottle of each of these beers in the fridge, and honestly, they're getting crammed to the back. I got so many other local and national beers that I'd rather drink first just because they're new and different and might be better. And I'm not used to that feeling from Sam Adams beers. I hate this. I hate it. I used to be all about the Sam Adams stuff. And let me get that drank fast. Let me finish that 12-pack. It's all good. It's all good. They're all great. I've slowly seen myself getting more and more disappointed in their selections, their business decisions, and the way they're doing things. And and I fucking hate it. But what are you going to do? It's all about the almighty dollar, right? And I know that's a cynical take on things. But look, I work for a company too. I know every decision they make is all about the almighty dollar, and in my case, I work for an employee-owned company, so I'm all for it. Make dollar-based decisions because it puts money in my fucking pocket. So I get it. I really do. But at the same time, I'm just disappointed by the product offerings that Sam Adams is putting forth these days. Anyway, that's me probably drinking a little bit too much and standing on my soapbox for a little too long. Overall, it's not a bad variety pack. Just some of the things that it represents disappoint me. But that's my opinion. Hit me up down below in the comments, the email link down there. Love to hear what you have to say about this variety pack or any of the individual beers contained therein. While you're down there, don't forget to like and share the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Once you've subscribed, click on that little bell up there. Set it to give you a notification whenever I post a new video. Till next time, folks. Here's hoping that the Boston Lager reformulation experiment is the new Coke all over again, and that they will not ruin one of the best beers on the market. Here's hoping. Cheers.